we won't feel like riding it like that. The whole character of the motorcycle is like entirely different. So 100% this is doing justice to the classic and the retro tag, but doing 0% justice to the engine what this is. And the shotgun and the meteor actually sits above this. So yeah, those two are again cruisers, laid back feel. What's up YouTube, welcome to the review of the classic 650. So Royal Enfield has finally did it. All the permutations of the combinations Royal Enfield doing, and finally the classic 350 meets the 650 engine, and here we have the classic 650 twin. And I have to say that I shouldn't bitch about it, because look at the motorcycle. It's a beautiful looking motorcycle. It's a big motorcycle, looks like a proper cruiser, a single seater, and lot of quality elements on this. So let's start from the styling. So before that, I've been riding this motorcycle for a few days, and I'll be having it for a couple of days again, and this is going to be a long-term review from my side. So let's get into it. So first of all, look at the styling. It's too much of chrome. The good part is it's really good to look to the motorcycle. I'm not a big fan of the chrome elements. If I'm buying this motorcycle, I would have blacked out, because you know it's a little difficult to maintain the chrome. Just now itself you see just one rain will clear off everything, the shine and everything will go. So but if when it is shining too good. Look at that. And also the wheelbase of the motorcycle is too big. Look at the tank, everything. It's proper retro motorcycle in every manner. The tank looks really good. The seat actually sits right in the middle of the motorcycle, and you have an extended rear tire feel and the longer wheelbase, the twin exhaust, and the 650cc engine. So the headlight actually comes from the Super Meteor series. It is okay, the feedback is okay. We get pilot lights as well over there. Suspension is actually conventional. We don't get a tubeless tire here, we get a tube tire, tube spokes. Actually it is adding a very good character to the motorcycle. And yeah, it's all chrome things. The fit and finish on the motorcycle is really good, except the fact that this particular thing on the motorcycle feels a little taller somehow. It could have been a little shorter. It feels like it is protruding a little bit outside, that's all. And this particular variant is the top of the variant line and has a single seat. So the dual seat variant is there. It's like an accessory. You have to buy the carrier setup and the rear seat, but the only catch is the seat carrier actually sit on the suspension mount. So it is not advised to do it by yourself. You have to go to a mechanic and do it, because you know all those elements you don't want to touch it. And let's get into the motorcycle. So when you get on it, it's not a tall motorcycle at all, but the thing is I don't have a complete planned foot on both sides, because you know it's a widely sat motorcycle. Like your legs are too much wide, and that's why it is there, and you get a feel that your ass is really resting on that seat. And the seating comfort is good, is really good, and the suspension feels a little softer. The rear suspension feels a little softer. It goes a little down. And riding stance is just like the classic, and this view is always the classic view, the retro motorcycle view. There is not much of a bells and whistles over here. We have the speedometer here, keys here. Fortunately the lock itself is here. The previous classic used to have the lock over here, especially the bullets. We have the triple navigation system over here, and a little bit of information in the small area. We have the fuel level indicator, and when we press this button we have 2 trip meters and 1 odometer, and the time is the gear position indicators there. Minimal things, it's okay, and again lot of chrome elements here and there. So let's hear the exhaust sound. Sounds a little more bassy. I think the length of the exhaust is different from what we have seen until now, apart from the shotgun or the Super Meteor. So let's go for the ride. So let's start with the U-turn. It's a long motorcycle. I'm doing counterbalancing here. So on papers it's almost 240 kg. That means it is in par with many of the bigger adventure motorcycles. For that matter, it is even, I think, a little heavier or equally heavier like a BMW 1300 GS. But once it is rolling, it is not so heavy, not like 240 kg motorcycle. I'll say that it comes down to a 200 to 210 kg motorcycle. I won't really say that this is an easy riding motorcycle, but the fact is, when you have a good road, then it rolls really sweet. It's like a single line motorcycle. You just ride it on a single line and it smoothly get you into a speed, and you can actually ride it in that pace. And also the fun fact is, this 650cc engine is not doing justice to this motorcycle in any manner, because you know, it's a classic. It's a upright, naked kind of a motorcycle, so the engine has the capability to pull this motorcycle even till 160. But I find it more comfortable to ride this motorcycle at 80, because less vibrations, and you are actually under the power band. I don't even say that you are above the power band. So the power band is at 100 kmph, and at 100 kmph it is kind of okay. And post that, actually we have to cling on to this handlebar for your life. The reason is because it's too much windy, and we won't feel like riding it like that. The whole character of the motorcycle is like entirely different. So 100% this is doing justice to the classic and the retro tag, but doing 0% justice to the engine, what this is, because the engine has that capability to move forward. But the thing is, because of this ergonomics, you won't find it so comfortable to ride it fast. It's like you just sit on this motorcycle. Only thing which I'm missing compared to the previous 350 is that put feel. Most probably if you have an aftermarket exhaust on this one, you will get that feel as well. So it's more of a ride feel or a ride experience than a commute or a to B transportation. But still, it's a really good feel good motorcycle. So last couple of days I'm like, okay, I'm in this space, I don't want to ride the motorcycle too fast, neither too slow as well, because you open it, you will get it. So there are less vibrations in the speeds, and when you go past that 120 140 mark, definitely you'll get to feel a little bit of vibration on the seat and on the foot peg or on the handlebar. The seat comfort is good, and the one good thing I see with the seat is that the seat grip is good. Once you sit on the seat and you open the throttle, you don't slip actually towards the back side, which is actually really good. And the riding posture is absolutely comfortable. You know, you sit on the motorcycle, you have a completely hands resting on the handlebar, upright riding posture. The only thing is, if you are tall, don't sit like this, just try to sit straight by keeping the spine straight, otherwise you'll end up having back pain, especially the lower back pain. So, and with a single seat option, you won't have much of an option to keep your baggage, in the sense, if you're going to office and all, you tend to have the laptop bag in the back, and the bag actually comes and rests in the pillion seat. So even if you are single, I'll say that if you want to carry a bag, actually a backpack, that backpack has to rest in the rear seat. So kindly consider that. That's my personal feel. And the suspension feel is good actually. I really don't have any complaint on that. It's plush, it's more set to a comfortable ride than a more confident high-end ride. The braking seems to be very different. Like, I'm a sports bike guy, so I rely on the front brakes a lot. But when it comes to cruisers, I know how to brake, and this one feels a little different, you know. So in these speeds, at a speed of 80, the braking is good. There are no vehicles behind, so I'm going to demonstrate it. You see that? It gets you that punch. But the thing is, it is not as punchy as I want. It could have been a little better, because especially if you are in 120 or 140, if you are pushing it to that level, I'm not saying that you need to do that, but you know, at times when you push it and when you have to stop it, it's not a good sign. The front brake is not good, but surprisingly the rear brake is good. You know, just tap on it, ABS got on. This is what I'm talking about. The rear brake is completely different. It's like too much of bite from the rear brake. You need to have a 50-50 braking on this kind of a motorcycle. That's the rule of it, and it's a matter of getting used to this kind of a braking system, that you have a little lesser bite from the front brake. You have to use the rear brake as well, and also you shouldn't lock the rear brake, you know. Phew. Man, the ABS is kicking in. So the front brake is kind of an average guy, I'll say that, 6.5 out of 10. And the rear brake is like the class topper. It is doing a 10 by 10 job. So you need to get into a pace of the motorcycle, you know. So this is absolutely that cruiser kind of a riding, because you cannot rely on the front brake alone to ride this motorcycle. You have to be using the rear brake, but you shouldn't lock it. It won't lock, but you know, when the ABS kick in, it's altogether different feel. That's the braking feedback. And the clutch actually found to be a little to a heavier side. The gear shifting is a bit clunky at times, but okay. But since the clutch is onto a heavier side, and when you are riding the motorcycle in this kind of a piece, like on the power band or just under the power band, you know, the left hand tend to be tired a little bit because of this thing. And if you are riding the motorcycle inside city, this is the main issue. You cannot really go past that power band and all the time ride it in that. It's not that really that it has a longer gear ratio. It's like a normal gearing ratios, but the thing is you have to shift to the upper gear, and then you have to come down if there are traffic, so you have to use the clutch a lot. Gear shifting is kind of okay, that's my personal feedback. And also, while I was riding inside the city, I didn't really face too much of heating issue, but I know that this engine heats a little bit in the traffic. It's like rainy season now, you can look at it. It's a rainy season, so you can expect a little bit of heating issues. But the ground clearance, I didn't face any ground clearance issues, but I faced cornering clearance issues. When I was taking a long sweeping corner, I thought that I'm getting it, and then something, the center stand or the exhaust, something got scraped. So there is not enough of a cornering clearance, but the ground clearance is kind of okay. And of course, it's a single seater. With my weight, 65 kg, I'll say that it doesn't have any ground clearance issues. And the fun fact is, even though this motorcycle doesn't have a rear seat, they're given a rear foot peg. So I don't know whether Royal Enfield expect people to stand on the motorcycle and ride it like the pillion. And also, let me bitch about it. Like, you see the gear lever there, it only has that front lever. So if there is a rear lever, and if Royal Enfield has an accessory for that, it is good. But this could have been come as a standard package with the motorcycle, because it's, you know, it's a classic motorcycle. Sometimes I feel like I need it, because the legs are forward set, so you need to tend to shift like that with the heel. So yeah, I really feel that that could have been a really nice additional feature. And when it comes to the electronics and the features so-called on this motorcycle, you have dual channel ABS, which is working good, perfectly fine. I know the rear tire is like just waiting for that, my heart breaking to get it activated. And there are no other riding modes or nothing. So you have sleeper clutch along with the motorcycle. That's the only so-called feature with the motorcycle. It's like absolutely coming with no features. And now I feel that the rear suspension actually gives me a hit at times. Even though it is plushier, it gives me a hit. Like when I was just going through that thing, I just got that hit. It's not so good, especially when you have this kind of a seating posture. Now, like, let's look at the ownership aspects. So I was not getting a really good mileage on this. Like, I was getting like 18 to 20, and the company claimed mileage and the owner's mileage are like somewhere near to 20 to 22, and you can get a maximum of 26 km per liter. And the service interval is obviously the first service in 750 to 1000 kilometers, and after that once in 6000 kilometers. Many people are paying something like 2,500 rupees to 3,000 rupees for regular service if there are not many parts changes. But if there are part changes, then it will cost you a lot. The pricing is something different based on the color variants. So there are 4 color variants for this motorcycle, and it starts from 3.4 lakhs ex-showroom to 3.5 lakh ex-showroom. So this is the toppest variant. It's all based on the colors. Royal Enfield always does it like that. Like, there are no other additional features given to the motorcycle based on the pricing. So I'll say that it's kind of an okay pricing. And the catch is, this actually sits right next to the Bear 650 in pricing. Okay, we have an open road. It's too much of wind blast. I'm just trying to hold on to the handlebar. Engine is like, you can take it, but you know, the ergonomics is not like that. And it's not so confident to sit like this and ride in high speeds. Also, the feedback from the tire is not so good for this kind of a speed. You see, I have a lot of juice. Okay, we are coming to a junction. Let me reduce my speed. I'm actually afraid to use the rear brake, you know. If I lock it, then it's a problem. So yeah, I was talking about the pricing. So this and the Bear 650 sits next to each other in the pricing, and the Super Meteor and the Shotgun sits above, and the other twins, the GT and the Interceptor stays below this. So in my opinion, I'll say that if you're looking for a good motorcycle, a classic motorcycle, you are upgrading from a classic 350 and you want to have that feel of riding it, and then just like don't really think about practicality of the motorcycle, I'd say that this is really a good motorcycle, because you know you cannot do a lot of commutes on this one because it's a little bit heavy. You have a lot of commutes and it's not a thing, and you cannot really tour on this one for a very long time. Especially you can tour on this motorcycle at a speed of 80 km/h, but if you are a speed junkie, this is 100% not your bike. You have to get into the feel of the motorcycle and ride the motorcycle in a very slow manner. In a very slow in the sense, it's not slow, but compared to the engine what it can do, it's a slower pace. So if you're looking for a practical option, I'll say Bear 650, man. Bear is really good in every manner, because you can take it a little bit of trail riding, and of course that means that you can use that motorcycle for Indian road condition, highway use, everything you can do on this motorcycle. It's like a all-rounder package. And the Shotgun and the Meteor actually sits above this. So yeah, those two are again cruisers, laid back feel, you get that, and not this much of wind blast, you know. You get on to Super Meteor, you'll have more wind protection, so that is good. If you are looking for a touring motorcycle, go for that. So I'll say that if you're rightly in that manner where you take your motorcycle occasionally and you want to keep the motorcycle in a very pristine condition and have it look glowing all the time, and it should look classy and it should look big as well, you know, this classic is like, wheelbase is really big. So in that way, I'll say that this is a good pick. So that's my honest review on the motorcycle. So if you have any doubts on the motorcycle, do let me know in the comment section. If I know the answer, definitely I'll help you. So that's my review. I hope this video is helpful for you, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye. I'm not going to do that regular downshift and do all sort of things, because you know, this motorcycle has to be ridden like that. I'm in the space, and yeah, this is my cup of tea today.